again, I think both of you speak to, obviously, the importance of it from a couple different perspectives. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
okay, thank you very much. Okay. And Jeffrey Tardigui, I guess Jeff had to leave. Jeff left? Okay. So anybody else that I missed? Oh, Mr. Yeah, sure, Mr. Ooms. Okay, you're welcome to speak. Sure, off agenda.
Okay.
Okay, Russell.
I've been thinking about this for a year, so this is a year in formulation. As I said, I'm the chairman of the Locke Management Association, and we're just a nuts and bolts organization. That's all we do. We're simple. We're volunteers. We're not paid. We don't write our checks. All our money goes to an accountant. They write the checks. We look at them, make sure they're signed, we sign them. That's it. There's no subterfuge. There's no hidden agenda. We post our meetings. We follow the Brown Act. It's difficult to follow the Brown Act, but I like it. I like to play stud poker open-handed and watch people bet. I'm not into these guys who are like this. I'm not that guy. I'm also a chairman who likes to run meetings. I like to facilitate, get everybody involved. For 6 years, we've had one person successfully use the county agencies against us, and we get no help. She is called the health department, the zoning department, the building department, the code enforcement, the DA, the sheriff's department, the county council, the Fair Political Practice Committee twice, the grand jury, and HUD. It cost us $5,000 to defend ourselves against HUD. The DA, multiple times they call us. We're constantly writing letters. We're a formal body. What are detention? Yes, sir, no, sir. And this person, it's like being in a ring with no rules. This person's like, we're queens, okay, we have to no hitting below the belt. This is an MMA fighter who's kicking us, defaming us, lying. I mean, there's a great quote, give a lie a 24-hour head start and the truth will never catch up. And what do you do with a lie? There's nothing, it's a zero. There are no two sides to this. You have a lie on one side and the reality of the truth on the other. That's not two sides. And most of us are human beings. I am. I always believe in two sides. Oh, what's your side? What's your side? But while one side's totally made up, what do you do with that? So I'm frustrated. I mean, I can't tell you, I live with Deborah, who is a secretary, and she'll spend 4 to 6 hours a day answering. For example, we've been given a bathroom. Well, that bathroom it's an attractive nuisance. Drug dealers are in there. There's drugs, there's clean, there's blood, there's clothes. They smash it, they break the windows, they start fires in it. We had to repaint it. They break the locks. And then she'll schedule for a lock. And, okay, meet the guy, he doesn't show up. Meet the guy, he shows up, he doesn't have the part. Meet the guy, oh, get the part, wait for mail order. Oh, wait. One little problem. I mean, and this goes on and on. There's no end to it. And I don't know what you can do about it. I know that the bodies, the bureaucratic bodies are formal and they're required to answer. But, you know, when you get letters from the DA, again, I mean, she posted her agenda 72 hours. We're rigid about Brown Act. When I was chair, I had you still know he's gone. I had a lawyer for 5 meetings explaining the Brown Act. I've read the Brown Act 3 or 4 times. But when it comes to answering it, I don't know. They say, well, that's not Davis Sterling. Well, I'm not a lawyer. You're lucky. This is a nice meeting. You have a county council, you have lawyers, you have a sheriff in the back to protect you. We have none of that. This person brings in big men who are angry, who met her on the street, made us out to be monsters, and they sit there like this. And it's horrible. The meetings are horrible. The reason there's no one on the committee, no one wants to be on the committee. No one wants to upset this person. So, I mean, I talked to an owner yesterday. He wants to, at first, write a refusal. He wants to sell his building to and get his brother off. They're 50-50, but he doesn't know he can afford it. So he wants a 25% share sold to somebody else, so he gets some money out of it, and he's going to buy his brother out. First, write a refusal. Does it come into effect? I don't know. What do I do? And we've been involved with a 6-year litigation with this person. It just goes on. She appeals. I mean, what do we do? We're stuck. I mean, we're committed. We're not backing down. We're going through. We can't help but do that. That's what happens when you get involved in litigation. But I don't know. We don't get help. When she calls, I swear to you, the county's down there in a day. We get a letter the next day. We get a phone call immediately. I mean, while a person's fixing something, the code enforcement shows up. We called on parking on Main Street, and the sheriffs came. This is not our road. Then what it was a car. Her car is abandoned on Main Street. It hasn't moved in 6 months. She's blocking a whole business. And she won't move it. And the sheriff say, well, we don't have time. No, we get no help. We had an abandoned car from actually the woman who spoke. She abandoned a car on our property for 10 years. We called code enforcement. They finally came down. We finally kept calling them. So she moved it a day late. So they fined who? Us, $438 because it was on our property. I mean, this is the kind of relationship we've had with the county for 6, 7 years. We don't get help. We're alone down there. We're a small body. And these laws, I mean, we're in court. I mean, this is litigation. We watch what we say. We're under constant attack. And the negative attitudes, I mean, fell on the back. He moved out of town. He doesn't even live. He shows up to attack us. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you can do. I don't know. But just to tell you, as I said, this has been a year inside of me to come before you and speak. And it's kind of nice that we're here, just us. But it's really nice to see a meeting well run. All the questions are intelligent. They're well thought out. You had time. No one shouted you down.
Well, you have to come back because that happens pretty frequently.
Well, the meeting today was great. So anyway, thank you for allowing me the time to get that off my chest and let you know what's happening in Locke. I mean, we volunteer. I've got probably $25,000, and I'm not exaggerating, in tools. I bought 2 tractors. I have a bulldozer. I have a zero clearance mower. I mow the lawns. I rototill all the gardens in the spring for everybody. I mean, I bought 5 weed eaters, well, 3 weed eaters because I couldn't find one that would keep running. Husqvarna 4-cycle, the best. Everybody borrows it.
You got your shameless plug in for the Husqvarna.
Anyway,
Thanks, Russ.
that's it. And I believe in the town. I've lived there since off and on since '73. I knew everybody that James knows. Everybody in that book I knew. I talked to them. And so it's just hard to watch people just attack us and on lies. It's all made up, and it's an attitude that. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thanks, Russ. Well, we're going to have a community meeting. We'll be down shortly, so thanks.
Okay, great. And hopefully show up with a sheriff and a moderator who's very good at quieting down.
So
I'm not the
Mr.
chair.
Gill will be the moderator.
So make sure you have somebody there who really
is
really expert in dealing with that kind of issue.
Thank you. Okay, gentlemen in back. I think it's our last off agenda. And then good evening.
My name is Earnie Wester.
Ernie.
For the last 14 years, I've been a resident of Locke. I just moved out last January. I was a member of the L.M.A. board from 2011 to 2013. And I could sit here and spiel at you that there are no 2 sides. There's not the right side, the lie, and the truth. There is the truth, and there can be multiple lies going on at the same time. So I could stand up here and lie to your face. Someone else can stand before you and lie to your face. How do you distinguish the truth? What I come before you to ask is that you, as a board, send out yourselves to talk to the people of Locke, but also if you could send out a questionnaire to every single property owner in the town of Locke and ask them to rate the performance of the L.M.A. through all the years that it has been in existence. And also send out a questionnaire to those people who have sat the board asking about their experience being part of the L.M.A. board. Do you know that there are 5 people that stood up and walked out of the building frustrated at their experience on the board and refused to finish their term? There have been vacancies since 2011. Have you been informed? It's falling apart, and the town has no respect. That could be a lie on my part. I'm asking you to be diligent and do some homework and really look into the situation in the town of Locke and what can happen to improve the governing of that town. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.